Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ohio Valley Chapter Executive Director, Sherry Housley.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Louisville, home of Louisville Slugger, Muhammad Ali, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and if you hadn't picked up on this already, Louisville is one of the last places in the world that makes disco balls. Yep, Omega National Products has been producing disco balls for over 50 years. So we took that fun fact and ran with it, all the way to Studio 54, or 55 since it's the chapter's 55th year of handing out Emmy Awards. As usual, we are streaming live tonight on both OhioValleyEmmy.org and our Ohio Valley Chapter Facebook page. Make sure your friends and family at home tune in. And don't forget to share all the fun you're having on social media. Make sure you're tagging everything with hashtag OVEmmy. At each table, you'll find this year's gift from the chapter. For those of you who were with us last year, these glasses were so popular, they're back by popular demand. Our amazing deluxe swag bags are back this year as well. Check your program books on the President's page. If you have David's signature in red, not the one that's just automatically in there, if it's in red, you've won the deluxe swag bag. I'm already hearing people are happy about that. You all know what's in it. You'll be able to pick those up later tonight. We'll announce when you can go pick them up. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors: Kentucky Broadcasters Association, Experience Columbus, Ale8, Cellar Door Chocolates, and of course, Four Roses Bourbon. Before we get started tonight, let me remind you about the rules. I know that's everybody's favorite part. I know you're going to be really quiet because you want to hear this one. Each entry is scored based on its own merits rather than in competition with the other entries. Nominees and recipients are selected based on a standard of excellence. So there may be one, more than one, or no award presented in any given category. Now I need to recognize some very important people, our board and volunteers. Without them, tonight would not be a success. Please join me in giving all of these wonderful volunteers and board members a round of applause for all they do throughout the year. And finally, a huge thanks to our production partners, Rock the House and Badass Meetings, for reincarnating Studio 54. And one last congratulations to all of tonight's nominees and Emmy recipients. Thank you all. Enjoy the night.
Welcome back, Chapter President David Brinkley.
I keep climbing up on this box, and they want me to talk. I'm thrilled to be here this evening. If you can hear me in the back, let me know. Thank you. June began my final year in this role. It has been the most fulfilling board posting of my life. Thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. I can say this about the ceremony and the awards process. I have yet to see anything that equals the level of planning, vetting, quality of judging, and integrity as this awards process. I woke up today and I don't know a single recipient, and I still don't, not one. Think about that. Think about how many steps are involved to keep that for me, because I really want to know. Personally, I haven't always appreciated or agreed with the judging results, but I can assure you that being here tonight, you have earned your seat. Congratulations. You represent the best in our four-state region. Several of you in this room tonight are first-time nominees. I am so very proud of each of you. Please find me at some point during the evening and introduce yourself. And regardless of the final tally tonight, all of you, everyone in this room, you're winners. You work in an industry that you love every day, most days, some days. Earlier this week, I was thinking about what to say tonight. I've got like this short window of time they let me talk before I'm not president anymore. And I seriously thought about lecturing you all about the ethical responsibilities when the stories turn unpleasant, even terrifying. I thought about trying to give a career summary of some sort of final advice for those of you getting your first taste of career success. And then I thought about 30 seconds of silence. I thought about our dear friends, my friends in El Paso and Dayton. And I thought, what do we have to do? You have the mic. You have the message. We are speaking the truth. You are telling these stories. What do we have to do? If my Senate Majority Leader were in this room tonight, or our junior senator from Bowling Green, the town that I live in, I would ask them, at what point is enough enough? Some of you all have done this, and I'm very proud of you. And it's not saying that we need to agree with them or disagree with them, but we need to know the message. I have gone so off script and they don't like that, but I'm going to say a couple of things because it's my last time. I'm done with the hate, folks. I'm done with it. And I'm not mad at you all because you're doing your jobs. And for those people in this room that don't understand that, and you come over and you say, well, why did you have to make that story so mean or so? That's your job. You have to tell the truth. The truth is ugly right now. You've got to address that and make it real and make everybody. Your responsibility is to talk to everyone in that community that you represent. And I don't care if you work at a production house or you're a reporter, you're storytellers, right? Get these messages out. Speak the truth. And even if you're working for a lobbying firm, my God, at least do your job the right way. We are going to continue to receive criticism as an industry until we own the fact that we're just doing our jobs. Don't let anybody dissuade you from your work. Don't feel put down or neglected, or don't let anybody beat you up. I love everybody in here. I have enjoyed working with you all for my entire career. I'm going to get back off that high horse and get back on the prompter. But really remember, folks, this is a room full of storytellers. You all, better than most, are already aware of all of this by the nature of your jobs. I said this before, you're essential in your communities. Thank you for everything that you do. Tonight is yours. Enjoy it. If you are here in support of one of these people, thank you for allowing them to work in this industry. You help make them successful. Have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the host of Think TV's The Art Show, Rodney Veal.
All right, good evening. Before I recognize the Student Production Award nominees and recipients, can we give some love to our DJ? He is killing it tonight. Give it up for Mixmaster K-Dog. It's awesome. Earlier this evening, students in our region were recognized for their amazing work. Judged by professionals from across the region, the student entries are scored and this using the same criteria as the professional awards that are given out tonight. 30 high school and colleges representing all 4 states in our chapter submitted entries this year. And yes, we broke a record with 10% increase in submissions. $115 of those entries were recognized as nominees, and 39 of those were honored tonight as Student Production Award recipients. Let's take a look at their work. welcome tonight's Student Production Award winners. These fine men and women. The future of our industry is standing on this stage tonight. Okay. And then there was one. Sorry about that. Give it up for our Student Production Award winners this evening. So, as I said earlier, and then there was one. Now, this is the David J. Clarke Memorial Scholarship, which is given annually by the Ohio Valley Chapter to a distinguished student from one of the many colleges or universities within the chapter's 4-state region. Scholarship recipients must demonstrate professional promise, show involvement in co-curricular television activities, and display the desire to engage in television or multimedia as a career. This year's recipient is Samuel Coe from Columbus College of Art and Design. Samuel discovered a passion in film and video production and found his way to the Columbus College of Art and Design to pursue a degree in film and video with a minor in illustration and creative writing. Throughout his time at the college, he has written, directed, produced, shot, and edited multiple short films. Samuel recently finished his thesis film, Males, which is a narrative piece on gender binary and feminism at Columbus. Through his filmmaking, he has been able to build his skill set and learn multiple aspects of the production process, all while maintaining a high GPA. His most recent internship at Columbus-based Periscope Creative helped him further his knowledge of production by giving him real-world experience. Samuel is also an avid writer and considers it to be his greatest strength. His screenplay addressing sexual misconduct on college campuses, Ad Hominem, won the 2019 CCAD Creative Writing Award. While he enjoys creative stories around social commentary, his dream is to move to Hollywood to pursue a career in the film industry. He hopes he can inspire others and create lasting impressions on his audience through visual storytelling, just as many of his favorite films have left an impression on him. So I made this poor man listen to all these wonderful accolades about him. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate the 2019 David J. Clarke Memorial Scholarship recipient, Sam Coe.
Hi all, I'm Sam, that's me. Okay, so one of the reasons I love being called a filmmaker is because generally filmmakers are entertainers, so it's great that I get to be lumped in with this crowd of interesting people while being one of the most boring people I know. Okay, so, you know, there's a trope in movies where someone has a speech rehearsed and then they decide not to say it and deviate entirely and speak from the heart, and it ends up blowing everyone away. So I know this is real life, so I can't guarantee that it's good, but there are some things I do have to say. I am absolutely thankful, but I'm also terrified. In my personal statement in applying for this scholarship, I basically said I want to succeed in LA. I think I know how hard it is, and how hard it's going to be, but yeah, I want to succeed in LA. That was the gist of it. So yeah, I'm thankful. I'm so thankful to my parents and all their support from Singapore, 9,500 miles away. I'm also thankful for all the support from my friends and everyone else in the school who's helped me so far. And I'm definitely thankful to the Ohio Valley chapter of the National Academy of Arts and of Television Arts and Sciences. The scholarship, it's basically extended my survival for about 2 months, which is really more than I can ask for, but it shows I've done my research. So yeah, this brings us to the terrified section of this speech. I'm planning to be in LA sometime early next year, and I definitely can't back out now because I've told everyone in this room. Yeah, so people who usually hear this for the first time are like, wow, LA, big dreams, what are you gonna do? Struggle. That's usually what I tell them back, and yeah. Okay, there's this line from a TV series that says that to have a speech rehearsed is an indicator of a lack of confidence. And even though this speech that I'm giving you guys right now, I didn't run it by the organizers. I'm so sorry, Bryn. I did rehearse it on the trip here, so maybe the lack of confidence thing might be true. But I also heard somewhere else that, confidence starts with courage. And I hope that by having done this, by deviating this speech and everything, that I have a little bit of that. So, sorry the speech isn't so good. I'm not very good at giving speeches, but yeah, if you guys keep giving me these, I promise the speeches, they will get better. Cheers.
me. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman, no time to talk. Music loud, women won't. I've been kicked around since I was born, and now it's alright, it's okay. And you may look the other way. We can try to understand the New York Times effect on me. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking, and we're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. When I get low and I get high, and if I can't get either, I really try. Got the wings of heaven on my shoes, I'm dancing, and I just can't lose. And now it's alright, it's okay. I live to see another day. We can try to understand the New York Times effect on me. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you're staying alive, staying alive. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking, and we're staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. I'm staying alive. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. I'm staying alive. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Life going nowhere. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. I'm staying alive. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. We stay alive. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. I'm staying alive. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Life going nowhere. Life going nowhere. Somebody help me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ohio Valley Chapter Trustee Nancy Cox.
Unpredictable and heart-wrenching stories such as these are the nature of our business. Tonight's breaking news nominees are no strangers to flexibility and timeliness. The Emmy Award goes to Jeffrey Benscoter, Bill Hager, Stephanie Bruner, Cherie Polillo, Michael Dardis, Ron Schmidt, Brian Hamrick, WLWT for Fountain Square shooting.
This entire area shut down. You can see there are dozens and dozens of police cars down here, huge officer presence. They have medics down here. We're seeing ambulances. I've seen no less than 3 ambulances leave here. We're told there are multiple victims, probably at least 3 or 4 victims.
The first ambulance rolled up, then the second one rolled up, and then they carried out what looked like a black male with a major head injury. There was a lot of doctors. There were
What a way to start the night. Thank you, WLWT. I want to, on behalf of everybody up here, I first of all want to thank everybody's wife, spouse, husband, kid, mom, dad, everybody who lives this business with us. Quickly, I just want to say this was our mass shooting. It's unfortunate. We were on the air in seconds, stayed on for hours, and I want to say thank you to all the police and first responders who made this not as bad as it could have been. They were on the air in seconds. And I also say that's exactly what happened in Dayton. These are really hard stories to cover, but everybody up here was a part of this, and we thank you for this honor.
Gentlemen, excuse me. I think, okay. I'm not a stage director. I am so sorry for that. Hey, babe. My first boss. Floods, robberies, and sex crimes lead this year's Spot News nominations. And the Emmy Award goes to Kevin Roach, Rebecca Golden, Rebecca Chenoweth, Peter Special, Adam Arrow, WKEF, WRGT for Huber Heights Heist.
7 masked suspects armed with assault rifles and handguns. They're gonna blow my head off.
A local neighborhood flooded with cops, schools on lockdown. Saw 20 squad cars just fly right by the house. A group of suspected robbers taken down.
Then the controversial memo that has people from
They always say it's truly an honor to be nominated, but it feels pretty damn good to finally win one of these. First of all, personally, I just have to thank my wonderful husband and my parents who have gotten me here. But this show wouldn't have come together without my wonderful coworkers. I am so proud of all of the hard work that they've done over this last year, but especially on a night like that. I couldn't think it could get crazier, but it did. But I know no matter what faces us ahead, as a team, we're going to come out ahead, and I'm just so proud to be a part of WKF, and I'm so honored and so surprised at how heavy this is. So thank you all very much.
In the news industry, there are many stories that require work well after the newscast has aired. Tonight's nominees certainly understand this part of the job. The Emmy Award for continuing coverage goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Robin Tyndall, Tricia Mackey, Dan Wood, Steve Henovan, WXIX for Amanda's Story.
He is the USAG doctor, and everybody spoke so highly of him, so why are they going to believe me? So I never said one word about it.
Until now. Coming up in 9 minutes, Amanda talks about what went on during his therapy sessions, how he would record them, and also how her dad was involved in videotaping Larry Nassar with his daughter.
This Emmy really is a result of that young lady you just saw on the screen. Her name is Amanda Jetter. She was one of the gymnasts who was abused by Larry Nassar. You all remember that story. What a powerful woman who stepped forward, fought for what was right, and the story took a couple of interesting twists. Thanks to Tricia Mackey, our anchor, who put that together, and Dan Wood, one of the best editors and videographers in the business.
The final award for continuing coverage goes to Tara Morgan, Justin DePreckle, Matthew Spurrier, WSYX for A Survivor's Tale Amid Safety campaign.
She says she was on the Fireball when one of its gondolas broke off and saw things she'll never forget.
Oh, it's a little girl.
and then the door hit the ground, and he wasn't breathing. A memory she now keeps close to her sleep.
You're never supposed to question God, but it's like a lot of good people. Why, you know?
Tyler Jarrell was thrown to his death. He would have started boot camp with the Marines in a few months.
I asked Justin to speak this time. This is our second one together, and he's just an amazing photographer to work with.
What was the struggle with this was this was a hard story that our entire station covered literally from the first second, and I know that we were all there immediately, and months later you're still gathering people's information and gathering elements, and I think when did we start working on
It felt like we were working on it forever.
This was more than a year of following up and continuing to try to nail down the why and the how and who was responsible for this tragedy, and it was I don't know. It was also hard.
Thank you so much.
Like I'm the editor. I don't know. I'm not the.
Thank you so much.
Many times it takes the whole newsroom and more to produce a story. The team coverage category requires all hands on deck. The Emmy Award goes to Christine Morton, Stephen Kappas, Jessica Ralston, Mike McCarthy, Maria Durant, Christopher Baggs, WSYX for Explosion Rocks Columbus Neighborhood.
Just around 8:30 this morning. Now here at noon, team coverage with several crews on the scene. We'll begin here with ABC 6's Mike McCarthy. And Mike, we are learning more now about why this happened today.
Jessica, we are. We'll get to the latest now. One duplex out here in the King Lincoln District destroyed, at least two more significantly damaged by this explosion. Investigators now think may have been the result of a natural gas leak caused by, they suspect, people scrapping in what was supposed to be a vacant duplex.
This is what happens when you put the bad kids in the back. Every year, the Channel 6 Columbus table gets in trouble, so they put us in the back. It's very good to win a team coverage award, because obviously, every station here, you work together as a team, and you fight every day to do the best job you can do. And I'm very proud that when breaking news happens, we come together and we fight. We do. The great thing is, though, that I'm going to say that a lot of people won't say is, it's great to win tonight. The truth is, we have great competitors in our market, too. We have great stations. We have WBNS and WCMH. And I think only people in this business know what it's like to live this life and give up normal hours and work the way you do and have the stress that you do when you go home and being on 24/7. So it's a hard job, and it's gotten harder as the years have gone on. It's changed a lot, this industry. So hats off to our team, hats off to our other Columbus stations, because we're all in the same boat at the end of the day, and it's nice to be recognized.
Our region has certainly seen its fair share of crazy and unpredictable weather. Tonight's nominees work round the clock to keep viewers informed and safe. The Emmy Award goes to Travis Ragsdale, Hobie Crace, Mark Weinberg, WDRB for Hurricane Michael.
We are in Mexico Beach, just about 45 minutes east of Panama City Beach. Mark, it looks like you're thinking that this area may be getting the worst of Michael as it comes on shore here.
You're putting yourself into a scenario where the winds can cause catastrophic.
First thanks here goes to our leadership in our newsroom, Jennifer Keeney and Barry Fulmer, for essentially allowing us to do the crazy ideas that we come up with. Hobie Crace, who's not here tonight, who was our photographer on this story, did an incredible job. And Mark Weinberg, our chief meteorologist, who really allowed us to go, and his expertise allowed us to do this. Thank you guys very much.
Some news specials tell a deeper story on some of our region's greatest topics. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to Nick Goldring, Lisa Hudson, WHAS for Call to Duty.
With the Kentucky National Guard. We have about 60 guardsmen with us right now. And we are buckling in and getting ready to take off. See everyone is kind of relaxed on their phones. I gotta get my earbuds.
Woo! Wow! Never had one of these before. This is pretty cool. No, I want to thank the 63rd Theater Aviation Brigade for being so open to letting us come with them and document their journey. These are men and women who put on the uniform. They drop everything that they're doing on a day-to-day basis in the National Guard. These are doctors, dentists, Walmart employees who put on the uniform and they go and they take care of business in other states and right here in Kentucky. So thank you to these guys. That's for you tonight. As well as our amazing leadership at WHAS, my news director, Julie Wolf, who let me 3 weeks on the job, and I walked into her office and said, can I go with the National Guard to North Carolina? And she said, absolutely. Thank you, Christy Marino, for your amazing leadership as well. Our entire team at WHAS, I'm so proud to be with you guys here tonight. This is incredible. And really quick, because it's my first one. Sorry, I might go a little long. The others went a little short. Maybe I can take some of their time. I definitely just have to thank, golly, I'm trying to think of everyone to thank. Brandon Davidson, who logged all of this video and helped me ingest all of it to write this and do this. This was a several-month project. Nick couldn't be here tonight. He is hiking somewhere in the wilderness, and I can't wait to send him a selfie. This is his first one tonight, too. So thank you again. Thank you, Ohio Valley. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to tell the stories that matter and to show our men and women in uniform and exactly all the sacrifices that they make every single day. Thank you.
The news team's focus is keeping the community informed. Tonight's outstanding nominees deliver excellence across daytime and weekends. The Emmy Award goes to Valerie Paxton, Christopher Newman, Greg Phelps Jr., Jennifer Britton, Lee Holman, Jobina Fortson, Brian Good, WAVE for Sunrise Spring Snowstorm.
Just now stepping outside. Brian, we just got that update within the last minute, just to our north. Falling with you right now in the backyard,
Yeah.
but really heavy into southern Indiana.
It is. I forgot my hat, my Bots hat of all things. I forgot to bring with me today. But hey, we did have some snow for a while this morning. It did melt, and now this band, since it has arrived, it has been accumulated. I know it's going to be hard to see the ruler here, but we've already picked up.
We beat Merrill. Sorry, that's Jennifer Lawrence, hometown girl reference. Special thanks, everyone at Wave 3 News, our management, including Ken Savacci, who's here with us. I want to thank my late dad and my mom and Corey. But I want you guys to realize that back in 1987, there was a TV legend, John Belsky, on the air here in Louisville, doing the weather outside with snow coming down. And at the same time, there was a 10-year-old boy watching, hoping that one day he could be in front of a green screen outside and watch snow accumulate on. thank you to this team for letting that dream happen. You guys are awesome. Great job.
Evening newscasts have the unique position of wrapping up the day's news while setting the tone for tomorrow. And the Emmy Award goes to Kara Catlett, Rachel Bailey, WDRB for WDRB News at 4.
Today, U of L lost its 2013 championship banner, more than 100 other wins, and about $600,000. The NCAA denied the university's appeal, making U of L the first school in NCAA history to forfeit a national championship title. It is a big story, and right now we have crews throughout Louisville breaking down every angle. Comments today from U of L's interim president, coach, and athletics director, plus fans and former players.
Rachel's making me talk because we're producers, we're behind the scenes. We don't like to be in front of the camera. So this was one of those days that we went home and we both had lots of drinks. But it feels good to win for something we worked really hard on. I want to thank everybody at our station because this wasn't just us, it was a whole team effort, and it was a very hard day, but it feels good to win for this, so thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome three-time Emmy recipient and Silver Circle member, WTVQ news anchor, Tom Kenny.
Good evening, everybody. Full room, largest crowd ever for the Ohio Valley Chapter Emmy Awards. That new must be present to win policy's really working. Let's talk about dirty dining, the dark web, cruise ships. Those are just some of tonight's topics covered in the business, consumer, and technology categories. And the Emmy Award goes to, and we do have more than one recipient. The first, Evan Millward, WCPO, for Deliveries Future, designed in Cincinnati.
Workforce started its testing a little more than a month ago. They had 40 people signed up, but as people have seen these drones in their neighborhood, they're now up to 55, and they still have a little more than a month to go.
Our immediate response was, we want to be a partner.
The city of... Well, thank God I didn't know that was coming, because I've never wanted to throw up harder in 15 seconds in my life. Thank you to everyone. I want to take this time, though. I don't know where my Dayton people are, Dayton stations. First off, y'all have been through everything. From the Millward family in Beaver Creek, thank you for being with them through the tornado that was half a mile from their house. And thank you for being just a guiding light in what has just been a hateful week for the city of Dayton. And I love you because I love the city of Dayton. So thank you guys. And then obviously thank you, Jeff, Mike, Chip, everyone at these three rowdy tables over, well, maybe one rowdy table and two normal tables. But thank you guys. I've never worked with better people. I've never worked in a newsroom where people care so much about each other and have each other's back. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to all of you, because remember, what you do is important and what we do every day matters. And it's never mattered more than it did this week. Thank you to Dayton, and thank you to all of you.
The next award presented to Bryn DeLang, Think TV, for Tiger Mushroom Farms.
In Black Lake, Ohio, a young entrepreneur founded Tiger Mushroom Farms when he was just 7 years old. Several years later, Telerio Watkins II is now a thriving business owner, published author, and philanthropist.
So I just want to say thank you to Telerio and his family for letting us cover this story. He's an amazing kid, and he's going to do some great things. And I also want to say thank you to Zach Kramer, our videographer, who came up, and we braved a huge snowstorm over the couple of days that we shot this story. And then I just also want to give a shout out to Dayton Stations as well, because this week was not great, as probably everyone has heard. So thank you, and thanks to the Academy as well.
The final award in this category goes to John Bowl, Wave TV, for Kit Caught.
Buyers who get stuck without a way to smoke crack cocaine there can find help conveniently at nearby stores.
Hey, can I get a kit too?
Okay.
Yeah.
That voice is me, undercover with a hidden camera, asking the clerk at Dixie Food Mart for what's called a kit. Small glass pipe.
I'd like to say that the most enjoyable part of that story was getting 2 amended ordinances passed to crack down on the crack kit problem in Louisville, but the most enjoyable part for me, after 25 years of anchoring in Louisville, was the ability to still go undercover and buy crack kits with a hidden camera and bust these dudes, and then go back and put on my Ron Burgundy suit and get in their grill. Thank you.
Now it's time for crime coverage. It's a necessity. We have to do it to keep viewers informed. The Emmy Award tonight in this category goes to Dwayne Pullman, Eric Frisbee, WKRC, for selling criminal weapons.
That's right. Here in Ohio, most of the guns confiscated from criminals are destroyed. But over here in Kentucky, every gun that's seized must by law be sold. That includes guns used in violent crimes. Even murder weapons.
Look, first of all, let me thank this man. Eric Frisbee is an amazing photographer and editor. He put together, I didn't even come up with that idea. You came up with that idea, and it worked. And we have really been successful together, so thank you. Thank my wife, Sharon, for putting up with me. Thank everyone at Local 12 for putting up with me. And thank you all. It's been a great ride. We really are very, very proud.
Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you to my beautiful wife, Nikki Farrell. Thank you.
Homelessness, elder abuse, poverty. Those are some of tonight's nominees in the Societal Concerns category. And tonight, the Emmy Award in this category goes to, and we have more than one recipient. The first, Emily Maxwell, Lucy May, Brianna Malloy, WCPO, for Cincinnati's Tent City Crisis.
As the city prepared to disband the camp, spirits soared.
Papa was a rolling stone, doo-doo-doo. Wherever he laid his hat was his home.
But that won't last long.
Thank you. We told our editor this would take like 2 days, and it ended up taking a month. So I want to thank her for giving us the time to report on this. I have to thank everyone experiencing homelessness that shared their stories with us and led us into their camps. We were there almost every day, and we were all there at separate times. And they were just very candid with us, and their stories aren't easy to talk about. So we wouldn't be up here if they weren't willing to share that and share their message. So thanks to them. And to my coworker, Lucy, I'm going to make her talk too.
Thank you to Emily and to Brianna. They're both people who believe in showing the strengths of the people we interview, no matter how difficult their situations are, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So. Thank you so much.
The final award in the Societal Concerns category goes to Stacy NeQuinn and Jeff Hogan, WSYX, for Human Horror Story.
This isn't a movie, this is really happening.
The streets of Columbus, maybe even your street.
We look for human trafficking wherever we go.
Members of the Ohio Investigative Unit focused on offenses related to liquor, tobacco, and food stamps. now also looking beyond those issues for victims of human trafficking.
It could be a carryout that's on complaint for food stamp violation.
First of all, Jeff, who wouldn't talk up here. This is incredible. These stories, they are so difficult to tell. We have the opportunity to share good news. We have the opportunity to share news that is really tough. This week has been really tough. These stories are really tough. This series was called Human Horror Story because that's what it is, and it's happening in our communities. But it really is our responsibility to share this news and to share these stories that exist on our streets, in our neighborhoods. The people who were part of sharing their stories for this, their courage is really pretty remarkable. And we would go home every day just shocked by what we learned and what we heard from these women, these kids. This is real, it's happening. And a big thanks to our families when we would come home at the end of the day and share what we heard for the day, when we'd come back and share in our newsroom what we heard for the day, who would listen as we prepared to share these stories on the air. Thank you so much for this. Thank you.
Very often a leading topic in the news, of course, is politics and government. Nominees are kind of working an endless number of stories like this these days. Let's get to our Emmy Award in this category for tonight. For politics and government, Dwayne Pullman, WKRC, for Ohio's marijuana mass.
Shrimp was the senior communications advisor for Ohio Governor John Kasich's presidential campaign. His brother was Kasich's campaign communications director. After numerous calls and emails to the Shrimp brothers.
This was a long run with the marijuana subject and all of the problems that were happening. We really hit this hard. Again, Eric Frisbee was amazing on this, did everything we asked him to do, and he got in there. And we did make a difference. Cincinnati was definitely all over this one, and it was distributed. So we're very proud of that. I'm very proud of Local 12. I'm proud of where we are. Proud of you guys for allowing me to do the work. Thank you so much.
Please welcome Director of the Kentucky Historical Society Foundation and WTVQ news anchor, Doug High.
Thank you. Honoring those that protect our rights and freedoms is of the utmost importance. And tonight's 12 military category nominees have shared excellent storytelling. And the Emmy Award goes to... She's not going to be able to keep this as a souvenir. Cherie Paolo, WLWT, An American Tragedy, Veteran Battles, VA.
He said, don't stop. Don't stop. You have to do this, because if it happens to somebody else, it'll all be for naught.
McCravey just buried her husband, Mac. He was only 66.
He knows how he's going to die. He knew how he was going to die. But he should have been able to die in peace.
This is going to have to be lower. This one is so emotional for me because Mac and his wife called me. Mac was a veteran. He fought in Vietnam for us, and then he was dealt the awful hand. He was this strong, amazing guy who was diagnosed with ALS, and he couldn't even talk with me on the phone. He was losing his vocal cords, so his wife spoke for him. And the night before our interview, he died. So I tell you what, I cannot wait to give this to his wife for having the courage to share his story with me. They weren't getting basic needs from the VA, and because of our story, the VA started to step up. It was too late for Mac, but hopefully it's not for all of those other veterans out there. Thank you. I can't wait to give this to his wife.
Just wait on prompter, folks. You know the drill, right? Topics on our schools and youth educate and inform our communities on content affecting their families. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to... Oh, excuse me. We have more... That's why the prompter wasn't working, or my FB. We have more than one winner in the military program. Yes. Let's welcome up Matt Hinton, Michael Corrigan, Jessica Sullivan, Kentucky Farm Bureau Studios for Lieutenant Muir Connor, Kentucky Farm Hero.
God bless the United States of America, and God bless all the veterans. And that's what Merle would want me to say. Because he really enjoyed working with the veterans, and he enjoyed his farm life. He enjoyed doing the farm work.
We are honored today to get to honor a veteran. Really unique for me because I grew up on that farm that butts up to that one. And he was the most humble man you would have ever met. And you would never known that he went back into World War II with a hurt hip and kept going back to fight 7 times when he didn't have to. He could have gotten shipped back to Kentucky. So we're so honored to honor him tonight. Thank you.
All right. Topics on our schools and youth educate and inform our communities on content affecting their families. And tonight, the Emmy Award goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories, and the first award goes to Aaron Goldstein, Spectrum News 1, Ohio, for school shooting, survivors' heroic recovery.
I don't know if I can really explain exactly why I like soccer much more than any other sport. It's just something I've always done, and I love it.
For nearly as long as Logan Cole can remember, soccer has held a special place in his heart.
Me and my brother would always go out and play, throw the baseball or whatever, and whenever we were over there, it was always Logan wanted to go out and kick the soccer ball with somebody.
He always looks forward to the season coming up and is always,
Wow. This award definitely is for Logan Cole. You know, a week ago right now, unknowingly, I was a few hours away from driving to Dayton in the middle of the night on no sleep to cover the horrific shooting. 2.5 years ago, miraculously, Logan Cole wasn't killed in another horrific shooting. He was shot point blank multiple times in the bathroom at West Liberty Salem High School. Not only did he somehow survive and make a full recovery, somehow played varsity soccer 9 months later, and now he's a sophomore at Cedarville University, but he also saved lives. Somehow after he was shot, he was able to convince the shooter not to shoot anyone else. Logan Cole is the true hero and really deserves this award. Thank you.
Our next award is presented to Jobina Fortson, Justin Hawkins, Wave TV for California Love.
Recent reports have shown that in some Jefferson County, of color are not being met, with scores in reading and English behind the state average. But do you hear that? Well, that's the sound of success, coming from inside a classroom at Phyllis Wheatley Elementary School. Nyree Clayton-Taylor's classroom is kind of like a music studio. She plays the role of executive producer.
Wave TV, last call. We're going to accept this on their behalf. Thank you very much. Also, for education school programs, an Emmy award goes to Mary Rathke, WOSU Public Media, for Columbus Neighborhood's Milo Grogan.
I remember there was a little welding shop close to my house.
I do remember this cleaners. To take your clothes to dry cleaners in those days, you know, it was a special piece of cloth, you know, your Sunday clothes. Otherwise, you washed them.
I think you guys have done some really nice research in finding some of these old pictures. The Milo Grogan area was a very strong Italian community.
Wow, thank you very much. We've been working on Columbus neighborhoods for a long time, and what I like to say is Columbus neighborhoods, the WOSU team is really partnering with our community to tell great stories. And this was a chance for me to actually work with high school students. So I spent a year with the students over at Fort Hays while they researched the history of their neighborhood. And we kind of followed them on their adventure, and it was really wonderful seeing them grow and learning history in a new way. And I think it gave them a sense of connection to a neighborhood that, and the people there that they didn't have. So anyways, this is just an honor. I wanted to thank our historian, Doreen Newhouse-Sauer, my friends over here with WOSU, and my parents. Thank you.
The final award in these categories goes to Alfonso Westland, Jonathan Copps, Jacqueline Dace, Dion Brown, John Pepper, Zoe Motion, and the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center for Mandela, Time to Die, Prepared to Die.
It is a joyous time as the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center unveils the photographic exhibit Mandela, Journey to Ubuntu. Matthew Willman was commissioned to photograph the last 10 years of Madiba's life. Through his lens, we shall gain a deeper focus.
Thank you. This is such an honor for the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. My name is Dion Brown, and I am so proud to hold this. Thank you, Zoe, Jonathan, Jackie. This could not have been done with this great team. John Pepper is not here. It came about in March of 2018. I said, John, I want to do something. He said, talk to Zoe, and then the magic took off. Thank you.
I just want to send a big thank you out to both Jackie, Dion, and especially Zoe for believing in me and giving me the chance to edit this piece, and for my beautiful wife for letting me put in the long hours to put it together. So thank you.
A look at Alzheimer's and a focus on our Earth and wildlife are just some of the topics in this year's health science and environment categories. And the Emmy Award goes to, we have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Meg Vogel, the Cincinnati Enquirer, for Where the Gorillas Live, A Journey in the Congo.
In this time of more pressure than ever, more human population than ever, more loss than ever, here's a hopeful story. We can protect this area. Gorillas need rainforest to live. And we need rainforest to live. Because rainforests are the lungs of the planet. So by saving a rainforest, we're saving ourselves.
And we are accepting this award on their behalf. Thank you very much. The final award in these categories goes to John Charlton, WHAS, for Carp Madness.
You can do it. We're sneaking up on them. But some guys like a bigger challenge, like shooting carp on the fly.
Engines roaring, get them jumping.
First of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Lori, for sticking with me, coming to all these events. Our leadership team, Christy Moreno, Julie Wolf, for believing in us and allowing us to do great stories. Oh, I'm sorry. It was just a long, story, 24 hours straight, but by myself, and got it done, and it turned out great, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And an Emmy goes to, in human interest news, inspiration found in all areas of our region, Alexis Rogers, Brandon Obrey, Christina Rule, WLWT, for Kaylee's Gift.
It's been 72 hours almost to the T.
Andrew Garcia waits. 3 days, 3 very long days without the spark and fervor of 17-year-old Kaylee Jackson.
Tired, sad, happy, again, I'd say humbled.
Kaylee was a daughter, a niece, a best friend.
My goodness, wow. See, oh man. First, it's just amazing to be up here and be in the room with so many amazing people. And Kaylee's family has kind of become like our own. There's not many 17-year-olds who want to be surgeons and die on their way to prom and end up saving lives, so many that she's inspired so many people. And the fact that, and also thank you to our assignment editor, Brant Schultz, because we called him. I just got done with work. I work in the mornings. Christina, we don't work at the same time at all, but we end up working together anyway. And we said, hey, we might have something here. Can you just trust us to just go? And we went to UC Medical Center, and her family allowed us to be in the hospital with them as they were trying to keep her body warm, to give to others. And that kind of trust that we get to have, it just doesn't go unrecognized. So I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for Christina. I'm so thankful for Brandon Oob, who shot with me, and we went to that hospital for about 18 hours and then went back the next day. So thank you so much. And to my husband, Reggie, thank you for being my editor at home, baby. Thank you very much. You don't get any time off. And to our station for allowing this to really grow, and to Christina, because this is one bad mamma jamma, y'all, let me tell you. Thank you.
Please welcome back Rodney Veal.
All right, here we go. Nice. I love to dance, it's all good. Well, I trained to do it, so that should be a love. So, here we go. With so much automation in the newsroom, directing a newscast is both a science and an art. So, tonight's Emmy Award is going to go to Kyle Lisenby, WDRB for University of Louisville, vacates 2013 NCAA championship.
Stand by 2 box. Camera 7, you're next. Standing by.
Thank you.
And take 2 box. Stand by 7 with his name.
Fans and rivals taking to social media. And we are accepting this award on his behalf. Thank you. Tonight's nominated directors are definitely leading in their fields. Take 2. The Emmy Award goes to, bless you. We have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Eric Stagg, WLKY, for Thunder over Louisville.
Develop a
Guys,
future
frame
air
right if you
superiority
can, frame
fighter,
right if
and that's
you
what they
can.
wanted, and that's
Ready
what the
to
F-15
add back.
does. It is a
This is for
pure
you, Troy,
air-to-air
right?
machine, which anybody
Ready at the
who,
back, add it, and
all
eight.
the F-15 pilots that I know are all about air
Ready is
superiority,
off
being the
to
ace of the
4,
base kind of person.
under.
And the F-15 gives them the
off.
capability. And the interesting thing is it's a very large airplane relative to something like the F-16.
Raise off to 7 under,
But
frame left, frame right
the
if you can.
design of the airplane initially started around the radar.
First, I want to say thank you to my beautiful wife, Maureen, for letting me do things like that are fun for me. It's work, but it's fun, and I'm very fortunate that I get to do it. Second, thank you to everybody at WLKY. Really standing on your shoulders up here. I mean, that show was a lot of fun to do, but man, it is work, days in, days out of work to get it done. Everybody, engineering, news, production, really appreciate it. Finally, a lot of those shots you saw up there, the planes going 700 miles an hour, and they're framing it left and right and things like that, or telling the camera operators. One of them, Wayne, is right back there running camera tonight, so wave to everybody, Wayne. That's some of your work, and I'm not up here without you, so thank you, everybody. God bless.
And the next award, the final award in this category goes to Chris Ashwell, Cincy Stories for Street Stories, Avondale.
It's pretty hard, but I'm very passionate about it, and I love it so much that it's not like stressful, or it's not that much of a work really. Just push yourself. Your potential is higher than what you think it is.
Wow, I didn't prepare anything at all, but I just want to say a huge shout out to Cincy Stories is just a two-person team. It's just myself and Sean Braley, so without Sean Braley doing the producing on everything we do, I couldn't direct or anything else. So honestly, thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure to work with you. Thank you to my beautiful girlfriend, Courtney, for joining me tonight and letting me take a lot of time away from the home to do what we do. And thank you to the Academy. Thanks.
Directing spot announcements is an art form all its own. The Emmy Award goes to, you have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Dave Dosimo, Wavelengths Films for USI Role Models.
It's my honor, on behalf of USI, to welcome you. Congratulations, you're all screaming Eagles.
And we will accept this award on his behalf. Congratulations. The final award for Director Short Form goes to Mark Graham, Fourth Floor Creative for FC Cincinnati to Major League Soccer.
Well, to be honest, everyone here, sports are goals, scores, and, standings. But for the city of Cincinnati right now, it's more than that. It's a community, it's the people, and it's the team that brings everyone together. So I'm just grateful enough to be able to tell the story of the team and the city. And I want to thank Jeff Birding and FC Cincinnati, Tom Gletter and Fourth Floor Creative, Brenton Warner, Connor Leip, Robbie Boyles, Will Reddick, Tom Gletter, everyone at the production company, and my fiance Olivia Donnelly for, just believing it right from the start, and we're not stopping now, so thanks.
Lights, camera, and a lot of innovative technology are at the heart of the projects nominated tonight. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to You have more than one Emmy recipient in this category for technical achievement. The first award goes to Cameron Fontana, WSYX, for Live Cameras Action.
Nate to the left of us. So Nate, what are we going down right now? We're going down Timberline. This is the longest trail in Ohio. The longest trail in Ohio? How long is it? 2,200 feet long. So what's kind of the level that people can expect on this trail?
This is more an intermediate trail. So we went down the beginner's area before, and now this is the intermediate. You can get more turns in with more speed, start to get some good cars.
Ooh, my chest is pounding right now. Oh man, first and foremost, I praise God every day for an opportunity to spread joy. Obviously a lot of stories tonight. It's been a serious year, but each of us, I feel like, has a purpose in life, and I just thank our station. I thank my wife, who puts up with me with a new kid. She is a rock star of a mom. Sometimes it works like this, being able to use multiple live cameras. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we blow people's ears out, being in a hot air balloon. We've lost a couple cameras. I'm sorry, Edwin and Matt Blinn. For just expense me. Maybe I can get a little bit more after tonight, but this is an amazing honor, and I know my mom and dad are watching, my in-laws are watching, my daughter's watching. I'm out of time. Thank you.
The final award in this category goes to Daniel Steeman, Capital University, for Composite.
Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Once in a world much like our own, there existed a lush, ancient, and some say enchanted forest.
This was highly unexpected. My sincerest thanks to Dr. Betsy Pike, Jim Higgins, everyone at Capital University who has helped make this a possibility. Thank you all. That's all I have to say.
Congratulations. Pristine audio and creative sound production can amplify a program. Our nominees in the audio and music categories are truly talented at their craft. And the Emmy Award goes to Jeff Petroselli, WKU PBS, for Lost River Sessions Composite.
Set my soul on fire.
Wow, this is great. I have to thank all my friends at WKU PBS, especially Darius Barati, my producer, my family watching at home. Thank you all so much.
Congratulations. Animation and design can add so much to the story. Tonight's nominees certainly define excellence. The Emmy Award for Graphic Arts goes to John Sigan. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize for mangling your name. Jeff Davis, Post House Creative for Jobs Ohio Logistics.
Moving something from point A to point B sounds easy. And true, it's easy enough to set in motion. One click will usually do it. From there, things get a little more complicated. Point A should be a place that makes it easy to get anywhere on Earth. And when Ohio is point A, it is. Within a day's drive from Ohio.
And we are accepting that award on behalf of that fabulous graphic team. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, give a shout out to retired Army Lieutenant Colonel, former WOWK anchor, and current news anchor at Way TV in Huntsville, Alabama, Pat Simon.
I'm not gonna dance. I'm not dancing. No, I'm not dancing.
Okay, got it. Hey, everybody. Was that Tobey Maguire back there? I just saw Spider-Man, I think, handed me this card. All right, good to be with you. Hairspray seems to be working, right? Guys, I'm talking about you. All right. You know who you are. Shout out to the DJ. Big, big, big love for Dayton tonight. All right. Cars, gardens, and racing are just some of tonight's topics in the Lifestyle Magazine program categories. And the Emmy Award goes to... Jason Moore, Jacob Belinsky, the Dream Car Museum for the American Dream Car Show, Down the Road and Off the Road.
We're going on an adventure.
That was a good time right there. This is awesome.
Are you having fun? This is pretty awesome. This is what Jeeping's all about. And that's what we keep finding every time we're out on the road, every time we go meet somebody new.
So I host this show and he makes me look good. So I talk plenty. You're up.
Okay, there's too many people to thank. David, you should be up here. You're more than a teammate. You are my greatest collaborator. Thank you for making the show with us. To our more than significant others, Emily, I have no idea why you love me, but I'm glad that you do. Cassie, I travel a lot with this guy. I really have no idea why you love him, but I'm glad that you do. To our moms, thank you, obviously, we love you. To Margaret for keeping us sane, you're awesome. And this all started because of one guy, one man that believed in us and gave us an opportunity to try to go out and tell the best stories that we can. Larry, thank you. Thank you to all of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We have more than one winner in this category tonight. The second winner, the Emmy Award, goes to Jason Moore, Jacob Belinsky, the Dream Car Museum for the American Dream Car Show Faster.
So, swap, you
Okay,
go? Sure. All right, so we had this little agreement where we said, all right, well, we got to make sure we get our thank yous with our people out of the way first. Second, we want to do what now? And it was like, okay, you're up. And so I'm a little lost for words, but I want to say thank you to this guy. A year and a half ago, we sat in an airplane, elevator, yeah, they both go up. We were in an airplane, yeah. I host a show for a living. We were in an airplane and our boss said, hey, do you guys want to do a TV show? And we said, yeah. And he goes, well, what's the first episode going to be about? And we're like, oh, we got some really good ideas. Oh, you're not going to believe him. He goes, all right, we'll share. And we said, can we have a minute? And so he goes, yeah, okay. So a few minutes later, he goes, what's the first show going to be about? And we said we wanted to do a show about adventuring, automotive, travel, but it turned into a show about brotherhood. Brother from another mother, friend, coworker. He's an artist. I would encourage you guys to go check out the show. We're on YouTube, Facebook, our website, theamericandreamcarshow.com. Shameless self-plug. But hey, you know what? Thank you guys so much. I think it's important to say thank you to you as our coworkers to allow an opportunity for us to, a couple guys that want to tell stories to be able to be up here, so thank you.
Thank you.
A program is only as strong and interesting as its segments. Tonight's 7 nominees have definitely raised the bar. And the Emmy Award goes to Mary Rathke, Ryan Hitchcock, Ben Bays, Charlene Brown, Gary Orr, WOSU Public Media for Columbus Neighborhoods, Pleasant Litchford.
It felt like finding my own family.
And may those of us who remain continue to uncover their story and begin to honor them as they deserve.
You know, you take time thinking you're preparing for this, and then they call your category and your story, and you forget everything that was in your head. But I want to say thank you, first of all, to these outstanding people that work together at WOSU on Columbus neighborhoods, doing these extraordinary stories. And this one was really unusual. It's a story of a man who started life as a slave in Virginia, moved to Central Ohio, prospered, became wealthy, and became one of the largest landowners in what is now the very exclusive community of Upper Arlington. This was a community that, in fact, at one time had restrictive covenants that said you cannot sell to African Americans. The land, much of it, was owned by this former slave. Thank you to the two women whose digging brought this story to light. It had been lost for generations. Diane Runyon, Kim Shoemaker, thank you. Keep up the fight. Thank you to our significant others and our spouses for support. Thank you to Tom Ryland, our general manager and president, and all of the management at WOSU. And a special thank you to my husband's cousin, who is here with us, who portrayed Pleasant Litchford in that story. Mark, baby, you're our good luck charm. Thank you, guys, and thank you to Natus.
That's very special. That's terrific. Okay, I will open the card. Yes. The next award, Emmy Award, goes to Matt Hilton, Austin Anderson, Kentucky Farm Bureau Studios for Authentically Curved, Mark Whitley Studios.
There's just so much anger and push and pull that if I can do something.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you all, everyone. This is truly an honor. I want to thank our Farm Bureau staff and members for letting us do the show that we've done for many, many years. Mark Whitley was just a very interesting character and just such a cool dude to hang out with. And his furniture is some of the best we've ever seen. And it was just really inspiring to see someone who takes the time to produce work that he feels is finished, which takes a long, long time, and it just turns out incredible. I want to say thank you to my parents tonight. I know they're watching right now, so happy birthday, Mom. I love you both, and appreciate you being with me and supporting me through everything. So thank you all.
I don't know, y'all. They're just letting me just hand out awards like crazy tonight. So here we go. We've got another one. Here we go. And the final award in this category goes to Colin Ciamblo, CET, for the art show Blink.
As the parade spilled into Washington Park, Cincinnati was bathed in light. Designed originally as a light art and projection mapping event, Blink, throughout its 4-night run, became something much, much more.
All right, everybody. Thank you to everyone who made this possible, everyone at CET and Think TV. That's bright up here. Everyone at Blink, Tim Maloney, Dan, Steve, Tamara, Andrew, the Chamber, and of course, Barbara Keller for introducing me to Tim Maloney. Thank you to my beautiful girlfriend, Shannon Nelson, for putting up with me. And I dedicate this award to my mom, Bridget, who's always been my biggest fan. Thank you, everybody.
Sharing the history at the core of our communities is the specialty of this group of nominees. The Emmy Award for Nostalgia program goes to Diana Bergman, Mary Rathke, Ben Bays, Ryan Hitchcock, Gary Orr, WOSU Public Media for Columbus Neighborhoods, Florence Kenyon Hayden Rector.
Florence Kenyon Hayden Rector, or Kenyon Hayden Rector as she often referred to herself, was one of Ohio's pioneer architects and part of that.
Thank you so much. This is such a privilege to tell such an amazing story of a woman who was the first female architect that was licensed in the state of Ohio. She not only forged this path for women in her profession, but was a huge proponent of social change 75 years before women get the vote. So I dedicate this to all those women who forged that path and who have yet to forge that path. Thank you so much.
Oh, but there's another winner in this category. You ready for this? The Emmy Award goes to Dan Lohman, Tony Caridi, Pikewood Creative for Hot Rod.
Life is almost hard to comprehend to this day. You would be one of those, no, that couldn't really happen. There's no way this guy really at times even raised himself and became the first player drafted in the NBA and went on to have an all-star career and then a Hall of Fame broadcast career. That can't happen. That stuff out of Hollywood.
The recipients could not be here tonight for that award, so we'll accept on their behalf. Congratulations. Tonight's 8 nominees give meaning behind the faces and places at the heart of the documentary program categories. The Emmy Award goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in the documentary categories. The first award goes to Richard Wonderling, Jason Wilson, Joe Crane, Think TV for 20 Seconds of Courage.
Addiction. You can't outrun the stigma, but you can fight it head on. The road to recovery begins with 20 seconds of courage.
She said she doesn't know CPR. Cameraman should stay behind the camera. Jason and Richard couldn't be here. Richard's recovering at home for carrying me on his back for 25 years or so. Special thanks to Roger Weinmiller, his son Roger T., and the Hope Warriors of Blanchester for allowing us access to their homes, their hearts, and their story. Thank you to Think TV and Richard Wonderling for letting me anywhere near this story, and Jason for another fantastic edit. And you guys are right. Is there anybody out there? Thank you to Lisa for her daily inspiration and love and putting up with production hours. And thank you to my family, some of whom are with me tonight, my sons, Michael and Kevin, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, Danielle, and my date for the night, my mom, Rose, to whom I owe, along with my dad, everything.
And we have another winner in this category. For the final award in these categories goes to Bill Miosi, Kim Vanderweg, Gary Hughes, WCPO for Saving Union Terminal.
Terminal has been struggling to exist on a very basic do-or-die kind of level.
Thank you very much. I want to thank my wife and the wonderful work of Kim and Gary. I also want to thank Jeff Brogan, WCPO, the Scripps Howard Foundation, Cincinnati Museum Center, and the City of Cincinnati for saving the beautiful Union Terminal. Thank you very much.
When you would be here in my arms, waiting for tonight. Oh, I've dreamed of this love for so long, waiting for tonight. Oh, when you would be here in my arms, waiting for tonight. Oh, I've dreamed of this love for so long, waiting for tonight. Si vienen a bailar, pues vamos a gozar. Si vienen a dormir, salgan fuera de aquí. ¡Eso! Así es que me gusta, ya tú sabes. Échale candela. Let's get loud. 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 Turn the music up to hear that sound. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Ain't nobody gotta tell you what you gotta do.
Wow. I don't know if I'm exhausted or overly excited right now. Okay, we're moving on, aren't we? Just saying. Forums and sometimes tough community discussions educate our viewers on today's most important topics. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to, we have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Cheryl Sitrader Beckley, Neil Purcell, Zach Couch, Zeb Weiss, WKU PBS for Kentucky Naturally.
There's certain endangered mussels found in and around this, the Rock Castle and its tributaries and things. So for that reason, you know, is why we're working down here.
The Green River is another wild river corridor that has some spectacular places to canoe.
300 Springs is probably one of the prettiest spots on the Green River. Anybody that lives around South Central Kentucky or anybody that goes to the Green River to paddle a lot of times, they know.
Wow. We spent over a year on this project, and these guys behind me, Zeb, Zach, and Neil, are just amazing human beings, and they made this project so easy. A lot of times Kentucky does not get a lot of really good coverage, and it's such a beautiful state, and we have such good people here that we are allowed to tell stories like this, and it's just a huge blessing for us. Thank you so much. Thank you to my husband, David. Thank you to these guys back here, and thank you to WKU PBS. You know what? We have the greatest students in the world, and we also have one of the best production teams on the face of the earth. Thank you so much.
For interview discussion program, the final award in these categories goes to Lori Kruger, Justin Allen, Renee Shaw, Nick Helton, KET, for disrupting the opioid epidemic, a KET forum.
Good evening, and welcome to Disrupting the Opioid Epidemic, a KET Forum, our second program on this topic. We'd like to set the stage for our discussion tonight with a brief look back at the public health crisis and the evolving national, state, and local responses. For years, KET has brought together voices on the front lines of battling addiction and provided in-depth discussions on policies that seek to make a difference and save lives. With all the work that's been done, there is still much to do. Gosh, it feels so good to hold one of these. And to follow Cheryl Beckley. Where's my WKU PBS folks at? Yay, I'm an alum of that prestigious program, and I'm so glad that I came from there and that I work with these amazing people on stage. Justin Allen, Laura Kruger, who is my right hand, she's my left-handed right-hand woman on many of these things. Nick Helton, we have an awesome team. People back who are sitting at our table, Gary Paler, Tim Bischoff, all of the support we get. Tonight, though, this Emmy is dedicated to the man who founded KET, whose mission was about bringing access to education, to cultural affairs, arts, entertainment. Leonard Press, who was not just the founder of KET, but he was my personal mentor. And so tonight, Len and his wife, Lil, this is for you, sir. Thank you. To God be the glory.
Bullying, adoption, and hope, and some of tonight's public affairs topics, meeting the Emmy standard of excellence. And the Emmy Award goes to Matt Hilton, Jacqueline Melcher, Dan Smaldone, Austin Anderson, Kentucky Farm Bureau Studios for The Perfect Accident.
I had one hand on the wheel and the other hand against Sydney. She was screaming. I said, "It's okay, we're okay." All of a sudden, the vehicle just barrel rolled.
Everything goes upside down. I hear the crunching of the metal. I hear the glass breaking.
Well, it is definitely an honor to be up here, and they're making me do all the talking. But in a room full of storytellers, it's amazing to have an organization that supports you to go and find a story that's worth telling. And we all know that distracted driving is one of those, because we always think it's the other guy. But sometimes it's us. And we found that story, and we just appreciate the support to get to tell it. And it feels really good to win an award to do it the right way. Thank you all for letting us be here tonight.
Sharing inspiring stories with our viewers is the specialty of tonight's nominees. The Emmy Award for Human Interest Program goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Brianna Malloy, Kevin Necessary, Anna Becker, WCPO for Living in the Shadows.
Young woman, she was talking about aspects of the story and of the lives of undocumented immigrants and their family members that I'd never heard of. It was the small details, things that you just wouldn't, think of that get lost in that.
Thank you so much. First, I want to acknowledge Brianna Malloy and Kevin Necessary, who couldn't be here tonight, but should be standing on the stage with me. They are the two talented journalists who worked tirelessly to create this project to combine comics and video journalism in a way that was truly unique, deeply impactful, and something that I don't think we've ever seen on local news. And it was incredible to watch them work. We, Brianna and Kevin and I, want to thank the family, the center of this piece. They allowed us into their lives and they trusted us to tell their story. Thank you to WCPO management for your support. You gave us the time to tell this story, and most importantly, you encouraged us to break the mold. Thank you.
And the final award in these categories goes to Chris Ashwell, Sean Braley, Cincy Stories for Street Stories, Antonio White.
And any conflicts or problems I got in my life, they seem to disappear whenever I dance on stage. My name is Antonio.
Wow. Thank you to the Academy for this. Honestly, it's a huge honor. Thanks to Antonio for letting us share that story. His passion and determination. Yeah, give it up for Antonio. Yeah. His passion and determination inspire us to keep being passionate and determined to achieve our dreams as well. Thanks to our partners for loving us and being with us through this all. And thanks to Cincinnati for supporting the stories that we share and having a story to share. So thank you.
Service to our communities is of the utmost importance, and tonight I get the honor of recognizing those who exemplify this award. And tonight the Emmy Award goes to Chris Ashwell for Cincy Stories.
Well, we knew first thing in the morning, our kids had a lot of trauma built up from the ill effects of poverty, not being able to express themselves in a positive way.
Everything that we do at Cincy Stories, we are a nonprofit, and it's all geared towards the community, and everything we're doing is trying. We leverage personal stories for the benefit of the community, so this one means a lot. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dragalicious Chanel Mercedes-Benz.
I may be a vision of beauty, but I am definitely don't have good vision. Performing and hosting is never a drag, and tonight's nominees definitely know what I'm talking about. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to... Oh, wait, okay. I may have on glasses, but these lashes are still getting in my eyes, let me tell you. Oh my God! Oh.
Need a little help with that?
Oh my gosh, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelly King, reporter from WDTN, is here to save my life.
And the Emmy Award goes to Cameron Fontana, WSYX.
My passport in hand, because they finally approved the budget to send us to be part of one of the greatest weddings of the century. So this morning, on Good Day Columbus, we are going to talk to the residents, get an idea of the energy right here in London, Ohio.
I'm very excited. I was watching.
I promise I do more than that right there. Thank you to the residents of London for letting us invade their day, to the mayor of London for doing a lot of things for that, and then just our station. Fantastic opportunities. Mom, Dad, I know you're watching, and thank you guys. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Kelly, how beautiful am I?
Well, I can tell you, you're shining brighter than the disco balls tonight.
Girls, that's just one of the nominations tonight in the arts and entertainment category. The Emmy Award goes to...
Let's see. I'll handle this one. Well, we have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Jackie Schaefer, Ryan Hitchcock, WOSU Public Media for Julia Hamilton in Living Color.
Thank you. I want to thank WSU Public Media. I love being part of the PBS family who supports the mission and idea to support the arts and arts programming and celebrate the colorful individuals in our community. I also want to make a special thanks to some of my nieces and nephews who 5 of them came from 4 different metropolitan cities in 2 states to come and watch the live stream on a bar across the street. And I also want to thank Ryan Hitchcock is also part of this award. He's not up here right now. And I want to thank WBNS Channel 10 because we stole them from you. So thank you.
The next Emmy Award in this category goes to Deborah Novak, Carol DeGrasso, Michael DeGrasso, Mary Ann Ball, Wittick and Novak Incorporated for Andre Van Dame, The Story of the Charleston Ballet.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Deborah Novak. I'm the director of Andre Van Dame and the Story of the Charleston Ballet. And joining me here is Mariana Ball, who is our producer on the project. Come forward. Carol Del Grosso, who was our overall editor and art director on the project. And her husband, Michael Del Grosso, who was our lighting designer and technical director. And together, all of us would like to thank everyone who made this production possible. All the underwriters, all the cast, many came back to share their stories 50 years later. All the crew members. I'd like to thank the Charleston Ballet, the artistic director, Kim Pauley, and her husband, Charles Boll, is here tonight. Patty and Peggy as well, and Matthew. Together, we thank all of them, the Academy, and all of you tonight. Thank you all.
Pouring rain, freezing temperatures, and horse racing controversy keep the nominees in the special event coverage category on their toes. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to...
I got you on this one.
Thank you, girl.
Kyle Lake, Prosper Media Group Incorporated for Downstream, the Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Wow, we are here in historic Bardstown, Kentucky at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, standing outside the Oscar Getz Museum of Whiskey History. We're gonna go inside that Museum of Whiskey History.
Wow, lucky number 7, I guess. This is great. Just want to thank the team that helped put together Downstream, Sam and the production company, my wonderful co-host Carrie here. Obviously the people of Bardstown and the Bourbon Festival. How many, I like interactive events. You guys haven't been engaged enough tonight. How many of you have been to the Bourbon Festival in Bardstown? Raise your hands. Who's been, right? If you haven't been, you gotta go. This is a crazy good event. I mean, come on. I go on TV and, just drink. It's great to win this. But thanks, everybody. One thing I would like to say is that this is very special. This is our 7th nomination, first win. And as an independent producer, I just want to give a shout out to all the other independent producers that are here tonight and how hard it is to find those underwriters and those sponsors to be able to put these stories together and tell a great educational piece. And you guys are great. Everybody that's an independent producer and doing those things, more power to you. Round of applause for all the independent producers out there, because it is not easy, guys. It's not easy. Thanks, everybody, and see you next year.
Whether it's a live and unedited or a pre-produced daily, weekly program, tonight's nominees stand out amongst their peers. The Emmy Award goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. First award goes to Scott Eckert, WLKY, for Racing in the Bluegrass Sights and Sounds.
Is that wrong?
it's class racing, and the track is so unique.
It's a challenge. It's not just like riding around in circles.
I'd like to thank WLKY, especially Andrea Stallman, for letting me spend a year shooting horses across the state of Kentucky. She probably thought it was crazy to start with, but it really turned out to be a worthwhile adventure, and I met some amazing people along the way, so thank you very much.
The next Emmy in this category goes to, if I can get the envelope open, here we go. For sports event game, the next award goes to Tom Farmer, Bob Pennell, Joshua Hall, Brian Filippiti, Brian Hunterman, Roy Alfers, Matthew Sigafus, Fox Sports Ohio for Reds Baseball, Lucky Sevens.
In a season full of early season disappointments, the Reds are now playing their best baseball of the year. Winners of 6 in a row, and today look to do something they haven't done in 30.
And they are not here tonight, so we gladly accept on their behalf. The next Emmy Award goes to, in this category, Tom Farmer, Bob Pennell, Joseph Whalen, Brian Filippiti, Matthew Sigafus, David Bachman, Fox Sports Ohio for Columbus Blue Jackets hockey.
Another trying to cut in, scores! Game winner in overtime! Gretzky looks for some open ice, scores! Matt Calvert! The Jackets.
And once again, they are not here tonight, so we gladly accept on their behalf. For Sports Daily or Weekly Program, an Emmy Award goes to Joe Brockman, Brian Baxendale, Dominic Tabiri, Dave Holmes, Nicholas Manukian, WBNS for Game Time with Urban Meyer.
Boil down to 3 things. Number 1, the team that hits the hardest and the longest, the team that starts the fastest, and the team is too smart to make mistakes, and that team will win without any question.
In a season looking back 50 years to the 1968 national champion Buckeyes, Coach Woody Hayes' words still ring true.
If you take it to them, if you don't make mistakes, and you keep taking it to them, hell, there's no question who will win.
Ayo. Sorry it took so long. We are sitting in the back corner, what I assume is the VIP section. This is a huge undertaking. I mean, it's Bax and Joe and Nick and Dom. It's a huge thing to produce Game Time with Urban Meyer, so thanks to the entire crew for that. To give you perspective of how good this particular episode was, after it aired, Urban Meyer said, "We'll never top it," and he retired from coaching football. So it was that good. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
The final award in the sports program category goes to Travis Williams, Bob Pennell, Tom Farmer, Fox Sports Ohio for Blue Jackets Live. And they are not here tonight, so we accept on their behalf. Giving us a deeper look into our region's sports heroes is the specialty of those nominated in the sports feature segment categories. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to Tom Galerder, Mark Graham, Fourth Floor Creative for Rise Together, The Next Chapter.
Local soccer fans fly the welcome banner to greet the Commissioner of Major League Soccer to Cincinnati. Don Garber is here to take a personal look at the success of FC Cincinnati and see if it fits in with the expansion plans for the top U.S. league.
This is the beginning of a new chapter. I think it really started with what you've done with your first year in the USL, and there's a lot that needs still to be done here. What I will say.
Like I said once before, thank you so much to the Academy for giving us this award, and thank you to FC Cincinnati for allowing us to tell this story from the very beginning. The first ever press conference to obviously right now where they're playing the Columbus Crew, so thanks.
Tonight's nominees in the sports news category have certainly delivered on excellence. The Emmy Award goes to Dave Holmes, Sean Dunnigan, WBNS for one-stroke victory.
The toughest high school athlete I've ever met is not a football player, or a wrestler, or even a runner. West Jefferson senior Matt McClish is living proof that sometimes you find the toughest athlete in the place you'd least expect it.
The story is about Matt McClish. He's a high school senior, a great high school golfer. He had 6 surgeries to have brain tumors removed. During his last one, something bad happened. He suffered a stroke in the middle of the procedure, and he woke up and found out he was paralyzed. Did a lot of rehab, was able to get some function back, and he came back, rejoined the golf team the next year, and swung the club one-handed. It was the greatest, most powerful family I've ever gotten to cover, so this is an honor. I'll share this with his family. Thank you.
Reporting from the field, the court, and picturesque golf courses is only part of the story for tonight's sports talent nominees. The Emmy Award goes to Dave Holmes, WBNS for 2018 sports.
Oh, that's still my best game ever.
The final image of Earl Bruce's career at Ohio State, being carried off the field by those who loved him. The final image of Earl Bruce's life.
Hey, when I came to WBNS 4 years ago, I came for one reason and one reason only, and that was to make more money. But, being candid. But along the way, I found out I also get to host 3 shows every single week. We do a lot of sports, and WBNS believes in sports. I appreciate that. So thank you to WBNS, thank you to the Ohio Valley chapter, and to Chelsea, of course, not in that order. Thank you.
Please welcome Good Day Columbus host and feature reporter, Cameron Fontana.
They told me I have to dance. I'm sorry. You guys having a good night so far? Good, good, good. Well, our short format program nominees specialize in entertaining and informing audiences on a wide range of topics, all in under 15 minutes. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to... Uh-oh. We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. For short form program, Informational, the award goes to Ben Bays, Diana Bergman, Ryan Hitchcock, Gary Orr, Dan Hedman, Cassandra Schaefer, John Griffith, WOSU Public Media for Active Aggressor.
If you hear or see the attacker and you're able to dial 911 safely, give your name and location. Be prepared to tell the emergency dispatcher everything you see and hear.
Is that, everyone hear me okay? Thank you. Still on? All right. I want to thank the Ohio State.
We got you. Here you go, Ben.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
No problem.
So,
He wants to thank the Ohio State University.
and the Office of Administration and Planning. Dan Hedman and his team, I just want to thank them for giving us this tremendous opportunity and responsibility to tell these kinds of stories, and to also to just inform the general public on what has unfortunately become the new normal in our world. So I just want to thank them, and also the great team of professionals I get to go to work with every single day. Diana Bergman, who just put the whole thing together and coordinated the talent, the cast, great cinematographer, Ryan Hitchcock, Gary Orr, who is not able to be here with us tonight. Just a wonderful group of people, and I just want to thank them time and again. Thank you.
Thank you. I can stay here if you want me to.
The final award in the short form categories goes to Chris Weatherly, Jonathan Betcher, Ross Chapman, Left Turn Productions for Left Turn 2.
I've never found the words to make someone else understand how it feels to be constantly conscious of my skin color. I could tell them that sometimes I dress a certain way because I know white people will be less uncomfortable around me. That regardless of how I dress, my complexion is always the first thing someone will notice.
Well, I want to start by thanking my wife, Alex, because last year I was here and I didn't do that, and I felt terrible afterwards because literally everybody else thanked their significant other. I'd also like to thank the rest of our team who wasn't able to be here today. We definitely couldn't do it without them. You know, I've noticed from a lot of the different speeches that our project is a little bit different than most of the projects that are being recognized here tonight, in that we do a fictional narrative and a lot of you do news coverage. But one thing that I know is true about all of us is that we recognize the power of stories to help shape culture. And so I just want to tip my hat to all of you who do that day in and day out, and say, in an environment that's filled with a lot of hatred and division, let's tell more stories that inspire empathy. Thank you.
Expanding editorial through content branding. That's the specialty of this group of nominees. And the Emmy Award goes to Nick Schell, Scott Thompson, RESLV for We Built This City, Iron Workers Local 44.
When something's a priority, no one skimps on quality. If you want a safe, structurally sound building, something you live
Thank you. I wanted to thank my partner, Nick Schell, Kyle Breitenstein, and Steve May at the shop that did all this. Thank you for the iron workers for working the iron. We don't really know what they do, but, and thank our wives.
Yeah, those ones.
My wife, Leanne, down there. Yeah, thanks everybody. And I'd like to thank our friends, my buddy Bobby in Vegas and Mike in Chicago, because without them we'd be nothing. And everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
Public service announcements can help our local nonprofits strengthen our communities. In this category, the Emmy Award goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Cindy Gellard, Jamie Goldstein, Ben Bays, Gary Orr, WOSU Public Media for Columbus Makes Art.
April Tsunami, mixed media painting. I'm a collector of things that have history. Paper, beads, map, wood, fabric, broken mirrors, bullets, stones.
Hope this works this time. I just want to thank the Greater Columbus Arts Council for all of their support and just allowing us to go and tell the stories of just the tremendous talent that's in the Columbus area. Getting to meet and getting to know these wonderful artists has just been enriched my life. And yeah, I just want to thank them. And again, Ryan Hitchcock and Gary Orr, whose cinematography and editing work have just been tremendous part of that project. So thank you again.
The final award in this category goes to John Doss, Austin Albany, Will Cronenberger, David Jose, Sublime Media Group, LLC for United Way Unprepared.
You give me 5-6 minutes, but I can't sit there
hold on
and read that in 10 seconds and get it.
All right, let me try this. Let me go up
Okay.
and put something on the teleprompter.
Uh-huh.
You just stand right there and I'll go get something on
Okay.
the teleprompter.
All right.
Just need you to read this in the teleprompter.
In our region, nearly 50% of children enter kindergarten on day one unprepared to learn. Just like I was unprepared today.
Just like I was unprepared today.
Just like I was unprepared today.
We had so much fun punking our community friends and business leaders. They had no idea what they were walking into. So the best stuff got left on the cutting room floor. They were very angry, but when they knew why we had done it, they appreciated the message. We appreciate our partners at United Way of Southern Kentucky for letting us tell their story. We appreciate the work that is being done by them, by many of you that want to make their community a better place. I love these guys. I appreciate being a part of Sublime Media Group, and it's a whole lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Commercials, keeping the lights on since 1941, as long as you don't fast forward through them if it's on a TV, DVR, TiVo. You know what I'm talking about. Tonight, the Emmy Award for the commercial category goes to... We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Rod Smith, GSW, Asinius Health Company, and St. Elizabeth Healthcare for I'm Right Here.
Sometimes all you need to hear are these 3 words.
I'm right here.
To know that someone truly cares for you. At St. Elizabeth,
This is a tremendous honor for St. Elizabeth Healthcare and GSW. Special thanks to all of our associates, nearly 9,000 associates at St. Elizabeth, 1,000 volunteers. This is dedicated to all the patients that we serve in our community. We have a very bold vision at St. Elizabeth Healthcare to make Northern Kentucky one of the healthiest communities in the U.S. Very inspired to do that work, and special thanks to GSW, our tremendous ad agency partner, our tremendous talented marketing team. Thank you so much.
The final award in the commercial category goes to Jason Tanner, David Grinnell, Tanner and West for Ephraim McDowell Heart and Vascular.
Symptoms are never convenient, but untreated, they could change the rest of her life. Chest pain, shortness of breath, and numbness could be the first signs of something more serious.
This is great. Thank you so much. I want to thank my beautiful wife, my amazing kids for supporting me through all this. But I got to thank this guy, Dave Grinnell. He is the best DP, and we just have an awesome crew. You know, we're a small agency in Western Kentucky, the OBKY, and we need an awesome staff and we need amazing clients, and we have both of those, and we're so fortunate. And we're so thankful for Ephraim McDowell Health. Thank you.
Self-promotion. News people rock at this. You're really good at it. And we have excellent nominees in this category. The Emmy Award for Promo News Single Spot goes to, let me get that. No paper cuts yet. Yes. Carrie Marks, Christina Rule, Pete Skalkowski, WLWT for 2018, A Look Back.
I never seen water come up that quick in my life.
Water was actually going into Paul Brown Stadium.
We had 15 minutes to grab what we could grab and get out.
It is going to take weeks, if not months, to clean up from the
worst flooding we've seen in 20 years.
It's been an utter nightmare. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
Things get tough, you know, people actually do step up and help out.
Right? It's hurting. You guys go someplace safe, okay? Breaking news in downtown Cincinnati right now. We have reports that there is an active shooting.
Thank you so much. This project was really a labor of love, combing through a year's worth of news footage. We really wanted to make a year-ender spot that was as big as and as worthy of all of the stories we covered as a station. So thank you to our boss and to the station for letting us put together a 2-minute promo and letting us air the whole thing. So yeah, thank you.
Tonight's 9 nominees in the Promo News Image Campaign category have definitely brought their A game. The Emmy Award goes to, we have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Larry Wattsman, Jenny Dolph, Ted Neckick, Michael Moon, WBNS for OHIO. And we will accept the award on their behalf. Oh. Tape that back up right there. We'll be good. Oh, get it back. The next award is presented to Paul Dunsford, Nathan Fessel, WHAS for Unsolved.
We have a lot of unsolved cases right in our own backyard. There are families out there who don't know where their loved ones are, families who found their loved ones dead. We're trying to bring answers to families. We're trying to find people who have been missing for decades.
Well, I'd like to thank the Academy, and I would like to thank everyone in our department and the news department. This was an interesting promo. How do you make people really care about stories that, you know, cold cases that nobody cared about for 25 years? So it took everybody in our department to come up with an interesting idea and approach, the news department and web department, to really keep it going and generate a lot of new leads for these stories and bring some closure for these families. And that's what makes it really worthwhile to be in the promotion department and work for a station like WHAS to really do things for our community and the people we're involved in. So thank you all.
The final award in this category goes to Christopher Ellison Bate, Rhonda Harshfield, Gary Piles, Roman Lane, David Cook, Kevin Harned, WAVE for WAVE 3 News Snow Day.
Hey kids, this is Wave 3 News Chief Meteorologist Kevin Harned with a very special announcement. I'm calling for snow.
That is awesome. We're going to accept the award on their behalf. I love it. You know, not to be outdone by the news people, the nominees in the promo program category have definitely delivered on excellence. And the Emmy Award goes to, We have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to David Plants, Spectrum News 1, for Spectrum News 1 Talent Campaign.
So this is Ziva, and she goes everywhere with me. Like her, I have this innate sense of curiosity. I really like meeting new people. I love to explore, and right now I'm trying to travel to every national park.
We are going to accept the award on their behalf. Yeah. The final award in this category for promotion program, Chris Ashwell, Sean Braley, Cincy Stories for Cincy Stories promo.
This is my dream, and I will do anything it takes to make it real.
I don't think you ever get used to death, but you get used to helping people deal with death.
I ran out of things to say the first time that I was up here, so I really don't have anything to say, except for the fact that I'm just going to reiterate, it wouldn't be possible without these people sharing incredibly raw, incredibly important stories, giving us the access to their lives. We asked them to do some pretty, unique things to make these work. So again, this just goes out to all the stories that we told. Thanks.
Please welcome WDRB anchor Gilbert Corsi.
They asked me to dance on the way out here, and I stressed the whole night about falling up the steps, so I'm sorry I couldn't make it happen. All right, selling a product, promoting the brand, supporting a worthy cause. Tonight's nominees are skilled at succinctly delivering the message to viewers. The Emmy Award for Writer Short Form goes to Scott Baldner, Post House Creative, for Ronald McDonald House Charities' Something's Missing.
Come on, baby. Get up. Let's go.
Just go without me.
We got a long drive ahead of us.
Thank you all so much. Been doing this for a long time, and I don't fancy myself a writer at all, so this feels great, but more so it felt great to be able to use the talents that we have to be able to help Ronald McDonald House, who do truly great work. So thank you all so much. Cheers.
Tonight's 7 nominees in the editor and photographer short form categories have definitely focused on the details. And the Emmy Award goes to We have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. For editor short form, the award goes to Tim Fair, WKRC, for Local 12, the Weather Authority Everywhere.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the city of Louisville for having something called the Yum Center. Thank you.
And for photographer short form, the final award in these categories goes to Josh Kidd, WDRB News.
For 2 minutes today, our Kentucky home becomes the center of the world.
I work with Josh, so I can tell you that he's not here. But if he was here, he may say, no, I'm kidding. Masters of their craft, program writers, make visual storytelling easy. And tonight, the Emmy Award goes to... Oh, no. Sorry about your envelope. We have more than one Emmy recipient in this category. The first award goes to Dave Holmes, WBNS, for 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Memorial went to a playoff again. Bryson DeChambeau came out with the win. Good for Bryson, good for golf, but it's kind of a shame if you're writing a poem and need to rhyme his last name. DeChambeau. Moving on. OSU hockey were not champions crowned, but the men and the women were Frozen Four bound, and Columbus played host to a Final Four. This was a very serious investigative piece on the war on Christmas, and I'm very proud of it. No, it's cool that I work at a station at WBNS that lets you do whatever you want to do, and I was just clowning. I sat in front of a green screen, put some Yule log video behind me that may or may not have been copyrighted, and we had some fun. So thank you very much.
And our next recipient in this category is Doug Smart, Asbury University, for Friends Like You, episode 1010, the one after 909.
So did Manny find us a musician? I think so. At least I hope so. It's a folk singer, Morgan Schmidt.
So if we have someone for Saturday night, then why do you look so worried?
Because Saturday morning, Morgan Schmidt's playing a job in Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin. And he'll be flying.
Thank you. You folks cover very hard stories, and I've been blessed to be able to make people laugh for a living. So I feel very fortunate to be up here among you. Since our show is wrapped, this will be my one and only chance to say this, so please bear with me. We all know this is a collaborative medium, and I would like to thank my collaborators. First, I need to thank my boss, Jim Owens, who came into my office one day and said, "Hey, what do you think about doing a sitcom?" And I thought that was a great idea. I would also like to thank Tom Fawbush and the folks at WBNA TV 21 here in Louisville for their continuing commitment to air the show. I'd like to thank three of the finest engineers I've ever had the pleasure to work with: Dave Gross, Adam Wilson, Matt Hogenkamp, who had never done a sitcom before, and everything I threw at them, including a mouse POV cam or flying bodies out of caskets, they were up for every challenge, and I appreciate that. I had a great crew of students, cast and crew that I want to thank. I have to thank my secret weapon, my lovely wife, Wanda May, who over the course of the series literally baked thousands of cookies to ensure that the cast and crew would show up. And you are my secret weapon, Honeybug, because you are the reason nobody was ever late for rehearsal. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Tonight's 10 nominees for program editing and photography complete the storytelling team. The Emmy Award goes to... For editor program, we have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The award goes to Chris Aswell, Cincy Stories, for Street Stories, Avondale.
Following a funeral, there's either two types of disposition. One is either burial at a cemetery or to be cremated at a crematory.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. This is a huge honor, and it's very humbling. 5 years ago, Sean and I were working together at a pizza place, and I know for a lot of people this is really special, but being honored like this tonight, for us it's kind of like the shattering of a grand illusion. It just means a lot. Thank you.
Next recipient in this category, Chris Aswell, Cincy Stories, for Street Stories, Avondale. It's right, they're telling me in my ear, this guy's awesome.
This is a way that I can express my feelings. And
Honestly, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Here we go. For Photographer Program, the final award in these categories goes to Joe Crane, Think TV, for 20 Seconds of Courage.
The call came in at 7:35 p.m. on December 20th. Overdose. Chief Molden was familiar with the address. They'd been there before.
You hope it's early enough that there's a chance to make a difference. A couple of times it was, but the last time it wasn't.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to watch it again. Everything I said before, that again. Plus, congratulations to all the nominees. Your artistry and hard work, and it is hard work, has really shined through on the screens tonight. And thank you to the Ohio Valley chapter of NATOS for producing this awesome program tonight. And the struggle, it's real.
For news writers, performance under pressure is the norm. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to Brian Hamrick, WLWT, Composite.
In Vietnam and finally back home. Now honored right beside of his father, Raymond Amspaugh.
It's quite an honor to be a part of such a proud little town and elite group of people.
Now the veterans stare back at themselves in a reflection of the past. Each banner, a 5-foot by 30-inch window into one story. Each picture, the first word of an epic novel. And along Route 50 in Owensville, you'll find an entire library.
Thank you. Thank you. This is really important to me. I really appreciate this. And now my greatest fear that my chief photog, Ron Schmidt's going to look up here and say, you know, you won an Emmy for writing, and this is a speech you gave. You know, but it's hard. You know, we do it under deadline every day. We're live shots. We got packages, multiple live shots. There's no peace. There's no serenity in this. You guys know what I mean when you got to write under deadline. You know what I'm talking about? It's tough. It's not, you know, you don't get any respite from this deadline pressure. It's more like, you know, the zombies are chasing you and the car won't start and you're like, I'm out of Scooby snacks. And so this is the highest compliment for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hey, wait, you forgot something. It's his next story. Framing the story from behind the lens or from the edit bay is the specialty of tonight's nominees in the editor and photographer news categories. And the Emmy Award goes to We have more than one recipient in these categories. For editor news, the award goes to Scott Eckert, WLKY, Composite.
Beyond the beauty, entertainment, and the thrill of the win, horse racing is a multi-billion-dollar.
Wow. I was not expecting this one. There are a lot of great people in that category. So this is truly an honor to win this one this time. It's been a while for an editor, so thank you very much.
Our next recipient for Photographer News. It's the final award in this category, and it goes to Dalton Reinhardt from WDRB News.
Nestled amongst the gentle green slopes of Versailles, Kentucky,
sits 2,700 acres, imposing, luxurious, serene. Windstar Farm, the place where Justify learned to become a racehorse.
He had a presence about him, and he's always had that.
Windstar bought the future Kentucky Derby and Preakness.
Dalton is not here tonight. He had plans thousands of miles away by the time the nominations came out, but his parents came on his behalf. You guys want to stand up? We'll give you a round of applause. PTSD and living in the shadows are just a couple of the topics for this year's video essay and video journalist categories. Tonight, the Emmy Award goes to. And we have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Scott Eckert from WLKY for Van Berg Legacy.
I would never say that I was happy when our son was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 3, but it really reshaped my life and how I approached the balance between work and family life.
Wow. This one, wow. I met a really nice guy doing this story, and he's become a good friend thanks to my boss who introduced us. I learned more about Ali Sheba and the Van Bergs than I would have ever even known about. So this one really means a lot, and this is for him because he opened up his doors to me nonstop. So thanks, Tom.
For video journalists, the final award in these categories goes to Brenna Molly, WCPO, for Living in the Shadows.
She's really undergoing this inner transformation.
Yeah.
How do you portray something like that through a comic book?
That was really tough.
And she is not here tonight. We accept this award on her behalf. Thank you.
Please welcome President and CEO of the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, Chris Winkle.
Throughout the year, even facing the toughest stories, stations in the Ohio Valley always strive for excellence. This year's Emmy Award for News Excellence goes to, Jeffrey Ben Scotter of WLWT.
I heard about 8 gunshots, and I actually got on my knees, and kind of got down on the ground.
We heard gunshots as soon as we walked out, about 5, 6, 7 maybe.
I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die.
Kyle knew he was in trouble and didn't call his mom and dad.
This is a great moment for our team. We put together one heck of a team. I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my wife, Sherry, and my daughter, Cameron, and my son, Luke, because as you all know, this can be a tough business. I once spent 18 months living 500 miles away from them because things, you guys all know, I mean, sometimes it's great and sometimes a little bit tough. And I thank God that I have them. I want to thank Hearst Television, Frank, Jordan, Mike, Barb, and Andrew for having faith in me. And they give us what we need to do our job. I want to thank Brandon Franz, our general manager, for supporting us in everything we do. I want to thank Carolyn for keeping me straight and keeping all of us straight. The team out there, they said people could come on stage, and I invited them all on stage, but it goes to show how close a team it is and how much they support me and how much they support everybody. The people who aren't here tonight and the people who are here tonight are great professionals. And we all know we wouldn't do what we did if we weren't surrounded by great people. And I thank them for that. And I just want to say thank you very much for everybody. Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome WTHI News Director Susan Dinkle-Jensen.
I gotta watch this because I have a lot of things taped to my back here. Well, we are in the final stretch, folks. Congratulations to all the Emmy recipients in the room and also all the Emmy nominees. Lots to celebrate this evening, and let's give it up for the DJ. And let's give it up for the production staff. An excellent show this evening. A drug bust, shooters, and a lifesaver are among tonight's General Assignment Report nominees, and the Emmy Award goes to and we have more than one Emmy recipients in this category, so the first award goes to Valerie Chin, Douglas Smith, WDRB, for speeding buses, putting kids in danger.
49, 38 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone.
48, 39, and a 25. Bus number 1065.
I think bus drivers just need to be reminded that they have to stay within speed limits.
Carrying children to and from school.
47, that's bus.
What an incredible honor and blessing this is. This is such a team effort. Thank you to photographer Doug Smith, your creativity, your amazing work. Thank you to our families, our spouses, our leadership of Barry Fulmer and Jen Keeney. I've worked at the same station for 18 years here in Louisville. I've wanted to do this job since I was 15 years old, and I've loved every single minute of it. Thank you so much.
And the next Emmy goes to Gilbert Coursey, Emily Evans, WDRB, for Chris and Jessica.
Behind the signs, anything but black and white. And it turned into a guessing frenzy on social media. Some on Twitter even thought it was a WDRB stunt for business reporters Chris Otts and Jessica Bard.
It's not often the people who speak for a living are speechless, but this is craziness to me. Thank you, first off. It was not possible without the big man upstairs. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Thank you to my wife. Thank you to my bosses. And most importantly on this one, thank you to Emily Evans, the photographer, who, when they told us in the morning meeting we were going to go do a story on billboards, was gung-ho from the jump. And she hyped me up in the car, and then we went out and did this story and pulled out the drone, and it's quirky and it's funny, and there's a twist in it that you don't see coming because the whole city was guessing about what these billboards are really about. You think it's a couple that's breaking up in public, and it winds up being a promotion for the ballet. So good stories stand no matter what they're about, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to tell them. Thank you to the Academy.
And we've got another Emmy Award in this category, and it goes to Brian Hamrick, WLWT, for 5'3" Tower active shooter.
Bank, and without warning, they find out how close they are to the gunman. Chilton sees the shooter. Then the final shotgun blast. I just, you see these officers and they're out on patrol and just in literally that one call, and these officers are patrolling down on Fountain Square, which is where this all happened, the center of Cincinnati, and they're talking, and then in seconds, they're out there and it's literally a life and death situation. And that kind of courage is unbelievable. And that was the body cam of Officer Jennifer Chilton. All these officers bound together, and that was from their perspective. And really all I could do with this one was just get out of the way of that video. And I just wanted to thank Kevin Martin, who put that together for us. It's just unbelievable. I want to thank my wife, Jeff Benscoter, for allowing us to do this kind of work. Thank you very much.
Feature news can take on both a serious nature and bring us lighthearted stories. Tonight's nominees are no strangers to delivering excellence. The Emmy Award goes to, and we have more than one in this category, Bryant Somerville, Nikki Thacker, WBNS for Fits Like a Glove.
The story of one man polishing diamonds in the rough begins with another story of a 12-year-old boy 40 years ago playing in the dirt on a diamond.
Yeah.
In 1978,
I was just a little kid that liked to hit the ball and run around the bases.
Chris Lisi was an all-star baseball player. This video from a tournament in Willoughby, Ohio. This game
I was brand new to the station when we got this story, so I'm just super lucky that I got to work with this guy and he trusted me with this idea.
I'm going to say this first of all because I forgot the last time 2 years ago when I was here. Thank you to my wife, beautiful wife, Whitney Page. Listen, the only reason this story was nominated and the only reason we're standing here tonight is because of her. Our business needs more photographers like Nikki Thacker, photographers that are not afraid to go out there, to do what they love, to take chances and to have fun. Listen, I have never seen a photographer have more fun on a story like she did on this one. So 2 years ago, last year, we were in the same category and only one of us won. Not important who did, but it was her. So if you can't beat them, join them. So Nikki, thank you very, very much.
Our next Emmy in this category goes to Beth Peak, Shay McAllister, Andrea Ash, WHAS for The Runaway.
Well, we're part of Unsolved. This was one of our very first stories, but it will not be our last because there are still almost 300 people missing in Kentucky and more than 600 unsolved murders in our state, and we want to help solve them. Thank you.
The next Emmy goes to, and this is the final one, Mike McCarthy, WSYX for Catering to Recovery.
Loving parents with her good upbringing couldn't compete with a boy who led to drugs, which led to at least a dozen stays in the Franklin County Jail over a decade.
My mugshot started when I was 18, and you can see where my drug addiction got worse. I really believe if I wouldn't have got help then, I probably would have been dead by now.
Help from her parents.
All right, I got a couple of people to thank. First and foremost, my wife, who is celebrating her birthday by sitting back there at the corner being a little bored all night long. We should all give her a big round of applause, right? All right. Second of all, my news director, who's not here tonight, but Jamie Justice, thank you for all your support. And lastly, my 5-year-old son, whose toy truck I used for the dolly shot there, in the shot with all the mug shots. I appreciate you, Ben. I love you. Thank you all for this. It means a lot. Thank you very much.
Tonight's Investigative Report nominees uncovered some of this year's most shocking stories. The Emmy Award goes to, and we have more than one Emmy recipient in these categories. The first award goes to Craig Cheatham, Daniel Monk, Lot Tan, Brian Neese, Kevin Eilbach, WCPO, for Forcing the Peace.
And so at that point, are you allowed to tense up and resist the police?
If someone tenses up, are you allowed to punch them in the face and the ribs up to 10 times?
You don't want to be argumentative. I'm not.
Thank you. Unfortunately, Dan Monk couldn't be here tonight. He's stuck on a beach in Florida. But we're so grateful for the support that we get. Lot, Brian, and Dan and I from WCPO management. This is one of the stories in a 2-year-long series of stories we've done looking at accountability for law enforcement officials, particularly police officers on the street. There were many police departments that were very cooperative with us. These guys have an extraordinarily difficult job, and we all know that. But there are also police officers who are not doing what they should be doing the way they should be doing it. And when you investigate stories like this, sometimes you don't get the cooperation of some of these law enforcement stories on unrelated stories. And it really takes a strong management back to support you when you do these. So I would like to thank our former news director, Chip, our current news director, Mike, our general manager, Jeff, and our IT manager, Hillary Lake, who keeps order and has a very, very difficult job of managing us. So thank you very much.
Congrats. Our next Emmy Award goes to Craig Cheatham, Lot Tan, Daniel Monk, WCPO, for Most Likely to be Tased.
Just put your hands on top of your head for a second.
A 14-year-old.
Well, this is the series. You know, we work a lot of hours. Frankly, we work too many hours.
That's you, not me.
That's you.
That's you.
But you know, our wives are incredibly supportive and understanding.
Love you, Jen.
And Jen, when he's late, it's my fault.
It is.
Debbie, when I'm late, it's my fault. But thank you all very much. I don't speak for Lot, but I know that when I come home and I'm tired and I feel like I haven't done enough, you're always there, and you show me that no matter what I've done, it's more than enough. So thank you.
We're still rolling in this category, so the next Emmy recipient is, and this is the final one in this category, Tara Morgan, Jeff Hogan, WSYX, for Heartbreak on the Highway.
What's the address of your emergency?
It's all of us right here.
It is a far cry from Quran's new reality.
I like this one too.
Do we need a medic? Yeah, I think so.
A darkness settled over Karan's life April 12th.
We're following the medic down the ramp.
The woman he admired most never returned home. Thank you so much. I'd like to dedicate this to the whistleblowers who came forward in the name of safety for this story, and Karan, dedicate this to him and his mother who passed away. I'd like to thank our managers who let us spend 6 months on this project. I poured my heart and soul into this, and I know Jeff did too. You want to say anything?
I'm speechless right now, but no, the time and dedication that Tara put into this, and just the whole, the station believing in us and everything, and I can't say thank you enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
On-air delivery can sometimes be an adventure. Tonight's nominees truly represent excellence. And we have more than one Emmy recipients in this category. For Reporter General Assignment, the award goes to Bryant Somerville, WBNS, for Linda Rock, Love Harry.
I used to think all gyms smell the same. They feel the same. This one's different. Westerville North felt different Friday when you walked in because of the corner we're standing in. We'll get back to that. New Albany High, the opponent tonight, but you wouldn't know it to look at their shirts. Their head coach, Sam Davis, in the black shirt there, honored to be a part of this, a moment bigger than the game he coaches. It's bigger than anyone in attendance tonight because of one person who can't be here and usually is.
Gotcha. He's en route. Please hold. I'm getting this. Oh yeah, let's dance. Go DJ. Yes, dance, 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 dance. Reporter, best reporter.
Hello. I was doing an interview backstage and it got cut short. Sorry, Nikki. For Reporter?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if this one is Love Mrs. Rock, Love Harry, when I was in high school, people always ask me now, why news? And I always say this was the only thing I was halfway good at in high school. And Mrs. Rock, I'm out of breath, y'all. Mrs. Rock was the first instructor of mine for journalism, and she saw a potential in me that I didn't even see in myself. And so, Harry, by the way, I love and still love Harry Potter. That's why she always called me Harry. So this one just goes to her because it needs to go where it belongs, which is on the mantle of my mentor, and I will always be forever grateful for Mrs. Linda Rock. Thank you.
Very cool. And the next Emmy recipient in this category, and this is the final award in this category, John Bowl, Wave for Undercover.
Workers who sold us kits, we encountered denial, then ignorance of their purpose every time.
Because we bought them directly from you, man.
Category?
Do you know what you're selling here?
I didn't sell it, so why are you coming at me about it?
We've got you on video selling it. Wow. Fingers crossed on that. Every year in this category, heavy names. The journalists there, unbelievable. So I'm very lucky to come away with this year. And I just want to give a special shout out to Jeff Knight. He's my special assignment cohort. And I come back in, throw all this crap on him, days, weeks of hunkered down in the back of a vehicle, sweating, shooting surveillance stuff, and load it on him. And he always turns into something really special. So thank you very much.
Welcome to Into Homes. Morning, noon, and night to deliver the day's news and weather is just part of the job for these nominees. The Emmy Award goes to and we have more than one. Lauren Jones, Wave TV.
Fluffy, fun snow. This is the stuff the kids are going to love today. They can get out, they can make a snowman, they can go sledding, and also the plows will have a much easier time plowing this stuff than they would, say, a thicker, more hard-packed snowfall like what we've seen in years past.
And we will accept the Emmy on her behalf. The next Emmy Award in this category goes to Marshall McPeak, WSYX.
And they've all asked similar questions about Florence, because the water in Florence comes from the ocean. Now, does that mean that it's going to be bad for your plants? Does that mean that that water is going to be salty? And the answer to that is actually no. This is just some regular rain. So let me explain how that happens. So
you're not going to make us cook, are you?
Only a little bit. This is a kitchen.
And we will accept on his behalf.
And for the final Emmy Award of the evening, please welcome back David Brinkley and Terry O'Reilly.
What do you think? This is everyone's favorite award because it's the final award.
I'm stunned at how many people are still here that I still can't see.
Is the table from WSYX still back there in the VIP section? Would you please apologize to whoever got my desk in 1979? I think I left a sandwich there.
This is what happens when there's free bourbon backstage.
There's free bourbon?
Oh. Recognition for overall excellence is quite an honor. Our nominees exemplify the ability to deliver the stories that are important in our region. Their efforts demonstrate all their commitment and dedication to the communities they serve.
The Emmy Award for Overall Excellence goes to... Man, you guys use pretty good tape on these.
Yeah, I know.
Man, that's good.
Oh.
Overall Excellence, Jeff Brogman, WCPR.
You do not believe this is a billing mistake?
No, I do not.
Why did you back out of the interview?
We're not going to do this tonight.
I felt helpless.
Are you serious? They did that to me?
They did that to you.
I really don't feel safe.
You're holding the chip. I just wanted to really point out, it's just an honor to be nominated with all these other great stations that have tremendous legacies. But I'm very proud of this damn team right here. They work their tail off every day, and you guys know how hard this is. And I'm just really lucky to be the general manager at WCPO. Our news department, it's overall excellence, right? It's news, it is sales. They keep, they pay us. It's creative services, it's engineering, it's operations, and it's community service. And we fight really hard to have the public's back. And I'm just really proud of the whole team. The other thing is our families. You've heard it numerous times tonight. How many times have we had to leave just parties in the middle of the night to come in and cover a big story, or the transmitter went off, or whatever it may be. And I just wanted to thank our families, because they're part of our team as well. I want to thank my wife, who got sick this morning, couldn't be here, but my son Ryan filled in. And I also want to say it's my wife, it's our anniversary tomorrow, so happy anniversary, I love you. Yeah. And finally, you're like, just shut up, Jeff, because I want to get out of here. I cannot thank enough the EW Scripps Company.
This is one of the best media companies in the country, 140 years strong, has owned WCPO from the beginning. They let us do so much. They give us the resources, and that's why we're standing up here today. So thank you, EW Scripps. And happy 70th birthday to WCPO. This award tonight is dedicated to a man who started our newsroom 60 years ago, Al White, who passed away in December. He worked for our station for like 40 years. This one's for you, Al.
We need to get the card. Well, what do you think, Terry? We're done, right?
Crowd looks pretty good considering there's supposedly free bourbon backstage.
So while they were talking, I looked when the lights were off us, and there's a lot of people out there.
Well, that's great.
Do you want me to read that?
It's a marathon. Why don't you read that?
Okay. A huge thanks to our Emmy committee, board members and volunteers. We could not do this show without you guys. Another thanks to our event partners, my friends at the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, Experience Columbus, Four Roses Bourbon, Cellar Door Chocolates, and Ale 8. And to our amazing production partners, Badass Meetings and Rock the House. Congrats to all of tonight's nominees and recipients. Oh yeah, we do, don't we? Look, and finally, who wants to know where we're going to be next year? Cameron, Sherry, come on out. How's that? That was exciting, wasn't it? Yeah. That was low energy.
Here comes the announcement.
Before we tell you about next year, and he might be a little bit of a hint, but the class photo, because I know everybody likes to be in the class photo, all of our Emmy recipients, we're actually going to do that down in the lobby. If you go down the lobby, then you're going to look up, you know, that big hole in there. So the photographer's going to stand up here. He's going to take the photo. You're all going to get to look up. So once we kind of wrap things up and we start telling you where we're going for next year, plan on going downstairs into the lobby and looking up so we can get that class photo with everybody in it. So while the recipients are all heading down there for that, we want to let you take a look at all the amazing things that...
We're going to Columbus next year.
Yes! So thank you very much.
Here's what Columbus has to offer.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.